Hi, my name is Dr. Mike Evangel. I'm a chiropractic physician. I've been in practice for 34 years. Besides being in practice, I'm the host of the Super Mike Show. It really isn't my show, it's your show. Why do I say that? Because this show is a survival guide to life. Why would you need a survival guide? Simply because there's so much misinformation out there today. People get very confused. One expert says one thing, another expert says the opposite. Who are you going to believe? What to believe? That's the question. What we will do is cut through the misinformation and bring the truth to you. What you do with that truth is share it with other people. Because when you do that, you will become their holistic hero. With that in mind, let's talk about today's topics. Tourmaline is a semi-precious stone. It's found all over the world, in every continent. It's found in all types of rocks, all types of colors. Tourmaline's therapeutic value has been recognized for centuries. The therapeutic value is number one, it produces far infrared. It takes body heat and converts that heat into far infrared energy. The therapeutic benefits of far infrared are very well established. Energy number two, negative ions, are produced by mechanical energy, rubbing, pushing, pulling on the tourmaline. Negative ions scavenge free radicals, makes the body more alkaline, and acts as a natural antioxidant. The third energy of tourmaline is a very powerful energy. Each particle has a north and south pole, just like mini Earths. What happens there? It gives off a healing energy field called the Schumann resonance. It's the same frequency the Earth gives off as it interacts with the ionosphere. Now today, we're going to be talking about the therapeutic benefits of tourmaline, and Fred Dombrau Jr. will be a guest right after the break. However, the marriage of the tourmaline with Cool Vision material, which will be later on the show, is a remarkable marriage. As they say, a marriage made in heaven. Cool Vision's material is a polypropylene cotton blend, 55% cotton, 45% polypropylene. That combination together has produced unbelievable results. So, after this break, we'll meet Fred Dombrau Jr. We're back from the break, and we hear our first guest, Fred Dombrau Jr. Welcome to the show, Fred.
Thank you, Dr. Mike.
It's great to have you here. Now, in the spirit of full disclosure, FIR Industries is a corporation that I happen to be part of. So just to let you know that. Now, FIR Industries, FIR stands for far infrared, which is an energy given off by tourmaline. Now, Fred did a very remarkable thing. He's the inventor of a process that takes nanometer particles of tourmaline as well as other minerals or antimicrobials and bonds it to fibers, fabrics, or textiles. He has been in the industry for his whole life. His father and grandfather were both in the textile industry, and he learned a lot from them. So the first thing I'd like to ask you, what did you learn from your father and grandfather?
Well, what's amazing is they were so powerful that they're still teaching me, and they've been gone for a long time. My father and grandfather started a business together in Paterson, New Jersey in the early 50s. And I grew up in the business. I was born in 1963. And as a child, I was always there, always working with my father. I really don't remember my grandfather that much, but what they created definitely lived on.
Well, you were doing that for part of your life, but then what led you to discover the therapeutic benefits of tourmaline?
Well, what led me to discover was when I started working on medical scrubs and doctor's coats, putting this quaternary antimicrobial into these fibers and making it washable and durable. So once I learned how to do that, I started working with minerals and mineral bonding to fibers and fabrics, and it's just really taken off. Really saw great results as I made these products and started applying it not only to people but also to animals.
Now, to go over what the Tourmaline is actually doing, because it's a great mystery to a lot of people. But I talked before about the 3 therapeutic energies given up by the Tourmaline. But there's a part of the cell called the mitochondria. And the mitochondria burn fuel, create energy, called the powerhouse of the cell. But the modern diseases that ancient people didn't have, like Alzheimer's and dementia, autism, autoimmune diseases, cardiovascular diseases, diabetes and cancer, were not found before, but they're all related to what's called mitochondrial dysfunction. And the theory is that those 3 energies of the Tourmaline actually help the mitochondria to function better and help with all kinds of problems. What exactly occurred in your head to bond Tourmaline? But why Tourmaline?
Working in the factory, developing different types of fabrics and fibers and chemistries for fabrics and fibers led me into this. And what I mean by chemistry is making products, jackets, water repellents, adding water repellency, adding seam slippages and fire retardants to certain fabrics. So having a knowledge of these chemistries that we're putting into fabrics gave me the ideas of how to work with medical scrubs, because that's really what brought this all together, is putting the bacteria-killing chemistries on fabrics, and led me into the mineral bonding.
Now, I use all these products on my patients in my office, and you've worked with a lot of other healthcare professionals and vets and physical therapists. And one thing I want to make sure everybody understands is that we're FDA cleared as a general health and wellness product, although we will be doing clinical trials, which are very exciting. So why don't you share with everybody a couple of stories about great results that were obtained?
Well, what really gave me the idea and knew at the time that I had something very special. A gentleman that had worked for me, his nephew had a horrible, horrific accident where they were playing by a quarry and a 3,000-pound boulder broke loose and actually landed on his legs. Now, the young boy almost bled to death, almost died. He had multiple compound fractures in his left leg, and his right leg, his foot was so severely crushed they didn't know they could save it, if they could save it. So when I found out, I had just started making a few Tourmaline products, and I said to this boy's parents, let me try something. Let me make a blanket and put it on him and see what happens.
And they were thinking about amputating his leg.
Oh, they were ready. They didn't know if they could save his right foot was the worst.
Okay.
And so I also made some heavy washcloths and towels to put on the really badly damaged areas, hoping to bring some blood flow and some relief. Now, prior to that, I didn't have much knowledge, but I figured this is the perfect person if the parents are willing, and they said, please do anything for our son. So I had gone there, and he had a morphine drip, and he was, hitting it, and poor kid was out of it. And I put the blanket on him and on his body, and I put the towels on his leg. And in 24 hours, 90% of his inflammation went down. I walked into the room the next day, he was sitting up, he was doing great. So, that really led me to where we are now. It gave me the drive. If I could help this young man, there's a lot of people and a lot of good that we can do.
That's an unbelievable story. Well, thank you for being on the show.
All right,
it's been a pleasure. And we'll be back after this commercial break. And we're back. Our next guest is Ron Liffman. He's the U.S. representative for Cool Visions. Ron is a graduate of the University of North Carolina. He majored in textile chemistry and textile engineering. He also taught at a community college associated with University of Virginia, and he has an MBA from Long Island University. Hi, Ron. Welcome to our show.
Thank you, Dr. Michael. Thank you for inviting me.
It's good to have you here. Cool Visions, great name. So what's so cool about Cool Visions?
Cool Visions is a very innovative polypropylene. Polypropylene has been here for quite a while. Polypropylene is the only fiber with a specific gravity of less than 1. It has thermal adjusting properties to it. What makes Cool Visions unique is that it's the first polypropylene that's being made into an intimate blend with polypropylene staple and cotton staple. The whole benefit is enhanced by the advantages of Cool Visions or polypropylene. It has a very good footprint, lowest carbon footprint in the universe. It consumes less energy in manufacturing. It consumes less energy when it's used in production.
I'm amazed how comfortable it is to wear.
It is, and it was very difficult to spin. Many companies have made polypropylene. When I met them, they were having difficulty in spinning the perfect cotton blend. I became involved by bringing spinning mill into the focus, which took 2.5 years to perfect the spinning of the cotton polypropylene. Then the other problems became noticeable. We had to have special twist levels and other things on it. And that's the differences of Cool Vision.
And the applications of Cool Vision material. When it's hot, you feel cool. When it's cold, you feel warm. When I first found that out, I thought it was amazing.
Correct. And it also, the wicking aspects of it are very significant. Wicking is created when the body perspires. So if you're not perspiring because you're not as hot, you don't require as much wicking. We're also creating more wicking properties for whatever wicking is necessary, because it's not a purely synthetic fiber. It is an intimate blend where the fiber has been blended with cotton.
I'm sure our viewers want to hear 2 stories you have about animals and the Cool Vision with polypropylene,
right,
and cotton with Tourmaline. So tell us about that.
Right. The way I got interested, the way I referred it to animals is I was fortunate enough to meet Dr. Michael. And I had 2 surgeries, 2 Tommy John surgeries, and I wasn't doing well. It was amazing when I was exposed to the Tourmaline tape and the Tourmaline treatment, how quickly I felt better and recovered. Then you were using for animals. I had 2 dear friends who had issues with their animals. One was a dog that had muscular issues and accidents running, and the doctor said it needs rest, it might never recover. We gave the dog a wrap infused with the Tourmaline. The dog is up and running again now, recovery. And then another one, I was so encouraged by that. A friend of mine had a dog with anorexia, and the doctor said nothing, you could either operate, which is not recommendable, or they can go ahead and put her on medication and she would just be comfortable. When I mentioned to my friend, she asked, can we go ahead and use a blanket? We gave her one. Dog wore a blanket. On one visit to the vet, the meds were cut in half. He couldn't believe the improvement. And a second subsequent visit, the meds were cut in half again. I am a sole believer of Tourmaline, and I am so thrilled to know that Cool Visions helps enhance the usage and properties of the drug. Thank you, Dr. Michael.
Oh, you're quite welcome. I always like helping everybody as well as animals, because the animals need us to help them. A lot of times they can't help themselves. Now, before you leave, what is in the future for Cool Visions? Any plans down the road?
I think it's just a question of expanding it more into the recovery market, the medical market, sheeting, bedding, and everything else.
Well,
sky's the limit, and that's being handled. One company that's a forerunner in it right now is ASA, and soon we hope to have some major other companies working with the product.
Actually, the founder of ASA will be here right after the break.
Oh, very good. Jim Czar, say hello to him.
I will say hello. Okay, thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you
It's been
very
a pleasure.
much.
And we'll be back after these words from our sponsors. And we're back with our next guest, James Czar. He's the CEO and founder of Apparel Strategic Alliances, also known as ASA. He's been in the textile business for over 40 years. He's opened factories all over the world, multi-million-dollar factories, and worked with some huge corporations, $100 million plus corporations. And now he's working with Cool Visions and also with Tourmaline to make that marriage work. So thank you for being on my show.
It's been a real pleasure. Thank you, Mike.
Okay, so what type of products do you make at ASA?
It's a whole gamut in sportswear, medicine, safety wear. But what's been a really incredible journey in the last 6 months to a year is having a relationship with the Cool Vision people and the Tourmaline with FIR, where my engineers came together with your engineers and came up with some incredible products that are actually game changers. And I've been doing this for 42 years, and all different type of products, all different medical fields, sports fields, and literally we have not seen anything that even compares to what's happening right now. It's very exciting. We're ecstatic what's happening right now.
It is exciting. As a matter of fact, what happened just recently, I have to congratulate you again on the achievement of getting a very top award with Apparel Magazine,
Yes.
one of the top innovative companies in the world for apparel. So how'd that come about?
It's incredible process of what we've done in the world, seeing what we're doing, getting it out to the retailers, to the medical societies and so forth. We got to become known as an innovator in a day when people are looking for smart garments, smart technology, healing techniques. And here we are, a small company, several $1 million, we're doing very well. And we're being ranked in the top 30 companies in the world in apparel for innovation. And it's just, they saw my team, they saw the world-class people we brought together because we want to do it right. And it's just been an incredible, and that acknowledgement has just been tremendous for us. Every day we get a phone call with somebody else with some new patented idea that says, we saw what you've done, maybe it will work what you're doing. So thank you very much. It's been quite an honor, and it was very unexpected. This is something that I worked 42 years in $100 million companies, and we didn't get something like that. And here I am, and the industry recognized that we have a game changer, like I said.
You basically have 3 different divisions, one for apparel with sportswear, one for safety wear, and the other medical.
Correct.
Can you talk a little bit about those?
Our first approach was to private label, not to do our own brand, and we started in sportswear. But unfortunately, in the last 3 years, it's been one of the worst periods of sales in 25 years. Retail just didn't want anything new, and it was a struggle. One thing we found out as we analyzed the market and things why it wasn't selling, because we knew we had something very unique, was that when we got into medical products and safety wear, it was a different type of buying attitude, which was, it wasn't what it was, what it looked like. Was it fashionable? Was it cool? The questions were, does it improve the wellness of an individual? Does it help them on the job? Does it help them perform better? If it does, we're going to do it. So being in the garment industry and fashion and branding my whole career, I'm sitting here listening to different type of buying and markets that said, if you can prove, demonstrate, and document that we have a game changer, you have a customer. Then came along my meeting up with FIR with the Infusion Tourmaline, and we took all these really cool garments, the medical first, safety second, infused it, and now we're offering a product that only helps you work in all different environments, keeps you cool, keeps you warm, but also on the job will help you be stress-free, keep you energized, help you focus, maybe help you with pain and management. And then all of a sudden, now we're back to the sportswear that they didn't want to buy at retail, but now the retailers want it because we're at the right place at the right time. The world is now focusing on products, whether it's apparel or home furnishings or technology that will perform a health and wellness function. And it's blessed. We're at the right place at the right time with the right combination.
I know you use the word supercharged a lot.
Supercharged.
Been supercharged. Well, thank you for being on the show and supercharging our show.
Supercharged Mike, there you go. Yes.
It's been a pleasure having you on the show, and
Thank you.
we'll have on the screen where you can go to buy these products. If you're looking to obtain any of these products, on the screen we'll show you exactly how to do that. There is only one truth. Every episode we'll do our best to continue to bring the truth to you. with the hope that you and your loved ones can live healthier, safer, and more fulfilling lives. I'm Dr. Mike, and thanks for watching our show. Until next time,